Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing all right. Chuck will be joining in another 5-10 minutes. He's gone to drop off his niece. So as soon as he's back, he's going to join in. So without further ado, I would request Chair Conley to take it over and start the meeting.
Okay, let's bring this meeting to order. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from December?
I make a motion to approve. Commissioner Hall makes a motion to approve minutes from December.
Can I get a second? James? Seconds. All in favor indicate by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let's get on to the first contract we have in front of us. This is where Chuck usually announces them.
Yeah, so this is the Housing Authority plan. It's titled Unarmed Security Services for High Rises. So I'd request Brandon to just give an overview, a quick overview, if you can, please.
Sure. Thank you for having us today. If you wouldn't mind to give me a second, we actually have a new hire here at the authority. I'd like to introduce her. Her name is Renelda Colvin. She is our new MBE WB compliance specialist. I don't know if you remember, Regina was the previous one. She left a few months ago, and Renelda will be taking over. I'll continue to be here with her I'll continue to present the plans, and then I will be with her as her support afterwards. But I wanted to let her introduce herself real quick, if you guys wouldn't mind, to the commission.
Sure.
Welcome, Renelda. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Everyone, good afternoon. Like Brandon was saying, I am the new MBE WBE compliance specialist, and I'm just happy to join you all today.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. So we have two plans for you. They are both for security guards. One is for unarmed, one is for armed. They are for various locations throughout the authority to try to make sure that, well, actually the locations are included in the scope for this unarmed. They're at the Caligari High Rise, Carrick Regency, Finello, Galtieri, Mazza Pavilion, Morse Gardens, and Murray. They have different services where they check who comes in properties and it acts as liaisons with the Pittsburgh City Police for any instances that require them, just to make sure that our residents are safe. This is a contract that usually runs 3 years, and we bring to you guys about every 3 years with a new vendor when it runs out of money. So they have met the goals. I've seen everybody is on here. They have the Cameron Professional. They have the Cameron Professional Service Group and Cameron Professional Management as their subs to meet the MBE WBE goals. Actually, I mean, I know you probably want to separate each plan, but it's the same prime and the same subs for each one. But this is the unarmed, and the next is the armed.
Okay.
So, are there any questions?
So the OSA Global, the prime contractor, are they, these are just questions. Are they a local?
Yes.
Okay. And then they reached out to the Camerons?
Yes.
Okay. Kevin, do you want to unmute yourself? Kevin Cameron?
Sure.
How you doing? Thanks for being on the
Doing
call.
excellent. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So have you done work with OSA Global in the past?
Yes, we have. We have a great relationship. We've been working with OSA probably since 2011, 2012 on this particular assignment as well. So we've worked with them with HACP before. We're currently working with them with providing security at Cheyney University as well. So we have an ongoing relationship.
Okay. Does the Cameron Group on both sides of the business, and the other side of the business is your wife's group, right?
Correct.
Correct, yeah. I recognize you guys. Your wife used to work for the Housing Authority, isn't that right?
The URA.
Oh, the URA. I knew it was
Yes.
one of the city authorities.
The URA, PNC, Fannie Mae. She's been all over the place.
My question to you, and I'm happy with the participation. I don't really have any issues with that. I just wanted to know, do you have a mission to bring up some smaller companies, smaller WBEs and MBEs, and you're really a good mentor and a role model for how to make a success out of those businesses. So I just am curious if you are putting in place any type of practices like mentorship or, you're extending your expertise.
Yes, and I'm not sure if you all are getting a little feedback. Francine and I, we're in the same office here at home. Or are you all getting feedback?
No, it sounds good to me.
Okay, good. We do a whole lot of work with other MBEs and WBE. Matter of fact, we've brought different projects to this group as well, this commission. We have a database of over 600 MBEs and WBEs, and we work with a lot of developers with their particular projects, Larimer, East Liberty, Crawford Square. We did Addison, Terrace, and Skyline. And one of the main things we do, we provide that inclusion piece. So when they need MBEs for those particular developments, for residential developments, we're the go-to group to provide those resources for MBEs and WBEs to make sure that those percentages are met.
I'll pause now. Have you worked with these guys? Have you compared best practices, lists, that sort of thing?
As much as possible. If entities are willing, we're willing to collaborate and make sure best practices are put in place. Depending on who the entity is, sometimes they're resistant, sometimes they're not. But we're constantly working from a inclusion standpoint and also other small businesses to show them how they could participate more and get more business opportunities.
Well, that's wonderful. I mean, thanks for kind of spearheading that and championing it. That's what we're looking to do here at the EORC. So any private companies that are willing to put forth that effort is so appreciated.
Definitely.
Does anybody else on the any other commissioners want to have anything for Kevin?
I'll just add my appreciation for that work.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay. If you guys don't mind, I'd rather do the motion for both of these contracts at the same time, just for the sake of speeding this up, since it's the same. It's really just two halves of the same contract, the way I'm reading it. So can I get a motion for both?
I'll make a motion to approve both contracts.
Thanks, James. Can I get a second?
Second, Commissioner Buford.
Thanks, Earl. All those in favor of approving both of these contracts, which would be unarmed security and armed security for high rises, indicate by saying aye or raising your hand. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Both of these plans pass, and Renelda, I want to welcome you. We look forward to working with you. Chuck, can you mute yourself? We're getting reverb since you came on. And Brandon, thanks so much for taking the time. You guys do a great job.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. We look forward to keeping working with you with Renelda taking the lead. So I appreciate all the help you give us.
Mhm.
every month. So y'all take care, stay safe.
Yeah, and Kevin, if both of the Camerons, to you and your wife, thank you so much. And if you could, just make sure moving forward that you're comparing those lists with Apasna and Chuck, and so that we're all working together for inclusion for the whole community. That would be great.
Definitely, it would be our pleasure.
Okay, great.
All right, appreciate it.
Sure. You guys have a good day.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. So moving on to the next project, that's a DOMI project. It's titled Active Mobility Improvement Homewood Neighborhood. And I would request, I think there's Laura here to provide us an overview of the project.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. So this is a project for DOMI in the Homewood neighborhood. It is a follow-up to the comprehensive plan that was completed for the Homewood neighborhood. We'll be looking at existing conditions related to safety, bicycle, and pedestrian connectivity and access to transit. We'll then be looking to create recommendations for neighborhood-wide to improve multimodal connectivity and accessibility. And then we will develop for priority projects, up to 5 priority projects, we will be developing 10% design plans. It's expected that most of the projects that will come out of this will be mostly quick build, things that can be implemented in the next 3 to 5 years, specifically around safety and reducing the number of crashes in the neighborhood. And the first piece of the project will be a safety study looking at crash data and doing a series of pedestrian safety audits throughout the neighborhood. The next task will be actually creating the mobility, accessibility, and connectivity study, including the 10% design plans. And then also we'll be doing public engagement throughout the project. There'll be a public engagement plan developed and a series of public meetings and outreach done as part as well.
Excuse me, Commissioners, Ryan from OSA Global. Sorry to interrupt. Would you need us to stay on any longer, or are we free to go ahead?
Oh, you're free to jump off, Michael. Thanks we really appreciate you being on. You're the prime for the Housing Authority project, correct?
Correct. Yes. I just wanted to double check. I just didn't want to leave and, then you try to answer a question or ask a question, and I just didn't want to not be here for you guys. So
no, you're fine. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to sign on. We appreciate the participation.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, Laura, you want to continue? Do you want to introduce your, or who's on the call with you today, Laura? Is anybody from Kettleson Associates on?
So I am the representative from Kettleson Associates. So I will be the project manager from Kettleson.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were with DOMI. Okay.
No, Panini Chelpuri is the representative from DOMI. I'm not sure. I believe, yes.
Oh, I see it on there. Okay, I apologize.
So I do not have them with me today, but we have 2 subcontractors. For MBE, we have Aceto Consulting. They will be handling the public engagement, public outreach as part of the project. And then we also have, for WBE, we have Foursquare ITP, and they will be providing support on transit accessibility and analysis of bicycle connectivity and bicycle recommendations. And combined throughout them, we are reaching the 25% goal. We do have flipped as opposed to WBE versus MBE, just in terms of how the project works, we have a lower percentage, 9.9 for MBE, and then 15.5 for WBE.
Yeah, I saw that, but it kind of makes sense to me. With professional services, I know that it's the way you have to split it up. It's you take what you can get, and I appreciate the fact that you got that bicycle part of it. Seems like it's a big part of this contract. The fact that you were able to find a DBE is great.
And we've worked with Foursquare many times. We work with them throughout the Northeast on projects and have a great working relationship.
Okay. Commissioners, does anybody have any questions for Laura?
I have one. Laura, help me understand how you found Aceto. I see that they're based in Maryland, and will they be doing the outreach work? I'm just curious about if, how you find folks and if it's how you find subs for that kind of work, and do we not have enough in Pittsburgh?
Sure. I will say that Aceto was identified in the beginning. This is part of an on-call planning contract with Domi. And so when we submitted the quals initially, this was back in 2019 or 2018, we submitted the quals, and as part of that, did the due diligence to identify DBE and veteran-owned businesses. Aceto came up as part of that. We actually, one of our staff members, Veronica Macbeth, has ties with the company, knows them very well, and has suggested that we reach out to them as part of that. And so then when this project came online, originally in October, we thought that they would be a good fit for it and had reached out to them to see if they would be interested in teaming with us.
So you didn't reach out to any other local businesses, minority-owned businesses for this?
No, we did not reach out specifically to Pittsburgh local businesses.
Okay. I don't love that.
And I don't know that it's in our purview really to evaluate that, but then this came up at the last meeting, but it is, especially for this kind of work where I imagine it's about outreach into the community. It's troubling to me that there's not a priority on finding local firms that do the same work. But I don't know if it's in our purview to, I don't know, Chuck, maybe you can comment on this or.
Yeah, Chuck, I mean, was this discussed when you were reviewing this plan?
Yes.
Chuck, you're.
We can't hear you.
Yeah. Chuck, you can mute yourself. Apasna, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, like you suggested, definitely a first. Chuck, you might just want to call in. Your voice is breaking.
I'm breaking up.
Yes, badly.
I can't hear. Can you guys hear me now?
No.
Badly? How about now? Is that better?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, I'm having problems with my computer. Okay, yeah, I looked over everything on this, and the 25% was pretty good. I know there's some did their due diligence in getting that 9.9. We could have used some local folks, but I don't know how long it would take for them to reach out to those local folks and have it presented today. So I thought it was a good 9.9% and 25% overall. And one thing I know we cannot do, we cannot force local subs on anybody. We can only ask them to reach out to them.
Well, we can, I mean, it is in our purview to show, for them to show.
Right. We can highly suggest that they use our companies, our city companies, and highly suggest that they reach out to them, but we can't make them choose them.
I would just note as well, this isn't in the DBE requirement, but we do have a local Pittsburgh firm that is providing support on data collection. Part of the project is doing a full sidewalk and crosswalk inventory throughout the neighborhood. PathView, which is a Pittsburgh company, is going to be doing that work. They have a proprietary system. They'll be going out and doing the data collection with that. And they had actually recommended in their scope that they could then work with local Homewood residents to do some of that data collection that would be paid for and done as part of their contract. I know that that is not included in the DBE requirement, but that would be using some local work.
Okay. Thank you, Laura. Thanks for adding that. Chuck, where I feel like you're mistaken is we can hold these primes to showing a good faith effort. If they only went with the one that they know and that's not showing a good faith effort, there should have been advertising for local companies that can do this work and then an evaluation be done at that point. We certainly can't make them choose
Right.
one, but they have to come in front of us. They have to show a good faith effort, and what she's describing is not, in my opinion, showing a good faith effort.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you, Commission Chair. However, I think our main goal in Paulson and I is they could have reached out and we should have them reach out to more local companies, which you're absolutely right about. But our main goal, I think, and this is just me, is to make sure that we reach that 25% threshold. I'm more concentrated on that. I agree with you that we should be able to, I don't want to say force is not the word I'm looking for, but I'm looking for another word to make sure that they reach out to local vendors. But like I said, when I'm doing these, I get bum rushed a lot, like at the last minute with these. And Upaz and I do our best to vet them, to make sure that everybody has their certification, make sure their certifications are up to date, make sure that we accept their certifications from that agency. So once we get to that 25% threshold, I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of say, okay, let me start doing the vetting process instead of worrying about who they reached out to. But in the future, I'll do that.
Okay, but actually, it should be, it should have been in the RFQ or RFP.
It should be.
From
To be honest with you, Commissioner Chair, this is something that should be, in my opinion, in the city code.
It's
where that code has
I
to be.
believe that it is.
It's not in the city
I
code.
filled out proposals for the city, so I know that it is in there. So
No, it's not. It's not. It's not in the city code. No. It's not in there that says that you have to reach out to just local folks. No, that's not in there. It needs to be in there. That needs to be in there, but it's not in there right now. Not in 177A, it's not.
Okay. All right. We're getting in the weeds here. Does anybody else have anything else for Laura?
So we don't have a representative from DOMI on the call, it sounds like?
Yes, ma'am. This is Manny Chaudhary. I'm the senior transportation planner and the project manager from DOMI.
Oh, hi. Thanks
Okay.
for coming in.
Is that it?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm
Yeah.
wondering, do you have any concerns about having a non-local organization doing the outreach? And I didn't even research everybody. I just happened to look up the Aceto Consulting. I mean, they look great, but they're from Maryland, and this is, a neighborhood-based effort.
Absolutely, Commissioner, and I completely agree with you. But the thing is, with the timeline and the monetary budget and everything in mind, sometimes it's not completely up to us to decide what type of contract that the prime will go with. But we will make sure that when this CEDO will start the public outreach from DOMI's side, we will definitely ensure that all the neighborhood organizations are well aware of this program, and we definitely will make sure that they are part of this project. Absolutely.
Okay, that satisfies me. I don't know about the rest of you. So I'm going to ask for someone to make a motion here.
I'll make a motion to approve. This is Commissioner Buford.
Okay, great, Earl. Thank you. Can I get a second?
Commissioner Hall, I second.
Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye. James, are you saying you're voting no? James Myers, unmute yourself, please.
I'm going to abstain.
Oh, you're abstaining? Okay.
I oppose, Commissioner Hall.
All right. Do we need to go through every commissioner since I didn't hear everybody?
I think you do. I didn't hear Andrea.
She has her hand up.
She has her hand up. So you guys can see, does this pass? Apasna, can you see everybody?
It's 4-2 right now. I don't see
Yeah, I don't see
Jay Sweet.
Andrea.
I don't see Andrea or Jay Sweet.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and or Jenny?
This is Andrea. I approve. I had put my hand up, but I'm not sure if everyone can see that.
Yeah, that's because she's sharing her screen. So you guys, there's an arrow at the bottom of the panes where you can flip to the next page of people. Apasna, can you?
Yeah, I'm doing it now. How about Commissioner Kramer? How do you vote?
I voted to approve.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so the motion passes.
Yes.
Okay, this plan is approved. Thank you all for your participation. Sorry that got in the weeds.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck with your project. So the next
Thanks.
one is still Domi. It's a fallow field slope failure. Prime contractor, Independent Enterprises. Do we have anybody from the prime or the subs on this call?
This is Eric Setzler from Domi, representing the department. I wasn't sure, I was trying to look through the list. Do we have anybody from Independent on the call? Okay.
Maybe your subs?
Do I have anybody from the contracting team on the phone? Okay. I'm sorry. I think that they did not get on the call. So just to give you an overview, Fallowfield Avenue, it's a street in the South Hills in Beachview. It experienced a landslide a couple years ago that has caused closure of the sidewalk and the edge of the street. This project will restore that by installing a steel soldier beam and concrete lagging retaining wall with tied back anchors that tie it down into the ground. And it will then, after the wall is constructed, will include reconstruction of the sidewalk, curb, and roadway.
Eric, hold on for 1 second. Chuck, can you please mute yourself? Okay. All right, thank you. Sorry, Eric, go ahead, continue.
Okay, thank you. I think that's about it. The road is currently a blockstone road. As part of the project, we will be converting it to a reinforced concrete roadway, both due to cost and due to improved slip resistance because it is a little bit of a steep hill. Anyway, you can see the summary here on the screen. The contract value is just under $500,000, and our contractor was able to bring in an MBE and a WBE sub, and gave them values of 18.5% and just over 7% respectively.
Mm-hmm. And what's Cooper Trading going to be doing on this project?
Cooper Trading will be doing a lot of the concrete work.
Okay.
Street work.
And what about Tangiers?
I apologize. I am not sure. I believe that they are. I'm sorry. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure what their part is. I apologize.
Apasna, do you?
I am just looking this up. Domi construction. Yeah, we don't have that information right now here in their the package that they've sent.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to have to say about that. That's going to make it difficult for us to do any follow-up to make sure that they are adhering to what's being promised here. So moving forward, and I honestly, guys, I shouldn't even have to say this. We should know what is being carved out and what's being subbed in the scope of the contracts that are being subbed out, just so we can keep, do our due diligence down the road, okay? I'm happy with the participation though. I'm satisfied with that. I mean, it's construction, it possibly could have been more, but they've met the threshold, so.
And I'm sorry, yeah, Tangiers is a trucking company. So
Okay.
they will be doing, they'll be doing hauling for the project. I apologize, I didn't have that information.
Okay. Yeah, we follow up on that. Do you know what I mean? So we would like to know what the scope is for, and what part of the contract's being carved out.
Makes sense.
Okay. Can I get a motion from a commissioner, please?
I move to accept.
Okay, great. Can I get a second?
Commissioner Hall, second.
Wonderful. All in favor indicate by raising your hand. Apposita, if you can make sure you look down through the screens to see.
Yes.
Thank you. Say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Great. All right, do we have enough to pass?
Yes.
Okay, motion is approved. Good luck on your project.
Thank you, appreciate your time.
Sure. The next is city planning, Hill District Parks Master Plan. Prime contractor is Groundswell Design Group. Is Kara Smith on the line?
Hello, yes, I am. Hi.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kara. We appreciate it. Or is your MBE sub on here?
Yes, we have Michael Cheney, the managing director from Groundswell Design Group.
Okay. Michael? Hi, Michael. Thanks for coming on today. I appreciate it. Okay, so I see that you got 30% participation from Navarro and Wright Consulting Engineers, which is awesome. Is there any reason why a part of this, and believe me, I know professional services, it is a challenge, but we do ask that you put in a good faith effort to reach that WBE participation. So why don't you tell me what your challenges were there and why you have a 0?
Sure. Yeah, so we actually have a consultant that is going to run the public engagement, who is an MBE and a WBE, but she is not certified.
Okay, is she in the process of being certified? Have we been able to help her get resources to do that? Or is she a company that has just chosen to not go through that process?
I can follow up with her to see where she is in the process.
You think she is in the process?
I believe so. I can't 100% confirm that.
Okay. All right, because that is a requirement of the EORC Commission. And you're going to use her no matter what, right?
Yeah, correct. That's the goal would be to use her. And
I will say,
her,
sorry, Michael, we were very impressed with her. She was a really important part of the proposal that helped us to pick them.
and
Okay.
part of her role though is working with a local neighborhood consultant as well, someone from the community.
Okay, and she's from the community?
She is based out of Detroit.
Oh, okay, but she has experience with working with communities for these types of projects? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
And I also believe that they're giving her some 24%
Okay,
WBE, although she's not certified.
That's correct.
okay.
So
Well, if she's from Detroit, she's not even certified in Detroit as a WBE?
I'm sorry, what was that?
She's not certified in Detroit as a WBE?
Correct.
I'm surprised they don't require that. I would like to see, I'm curious to see how she's plans on going into the community and getting this information and the reach out and if she has a game plan for that. Kara, Michael, Kara, do either one of you know, has this been discussed? You know, what the steps were going to be taken to do that?
Yes, Michael can fill in the details, but generally we thought that she was going to be a good fit for the Hill District. She describes herself as an Afro-urbanist focused on civic engagement and conversations about equity. She's done a lot of this type of work in Detroit. And as Michael said, she will also be using some of her fee that will go towards Hill District residents to, pay them for their time and input.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the goal was to, yes, be available and people in the district, and also obviously with COVID, reaching out to additional resources as, for example, like churches and other community assets to help through the process.
Okay. Well, it seems to me that we could learn a lot from this woman, just to maybe mentor other minority or women-owned businesses that are looking to do the same type of work. She could be a good example and a good mentor. I know with COVID, this is difficult. I get it. Do any of the commissioners have anything else they want to ask or add? All right, Dr. Hall.
Yeah, so I think it's great work what she's doing. However, is there a plan for her to get certified? I mean, not that we can force that or anything, but that's a question I'd like to know.
I in my conversations with her, she was planning to be certified, but I can't 100% say yes that she will have her certification in time.
Yeah, and Karen, she's from Detroit, so they may not require that up there. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Are there, if nobody else has anything, then I would like to, somebody to give a motion.
Commissioner Hall, I make a motion to approve.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second, Commissioner Buford.
Thank you, Earl. All those in favor indicate by saying aye, raising your hand. If your camera's on, put your camera on, please, for the votes. Thanks. Posner, are we good?
Yes, we are good.
Okay, great. This plan is approved. Thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate you coming on the call, and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is DPW, Pittsburgh Recycling Bin Project. The prime contractor is Rahig Pacific. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. You could correct me.
Commission Chair, we put that project on hold. That project's not going to come up until next month.
Okay, all right. All right, who is on the call that is not a commissioner or works for the ERC? If you are, you can now log off. We're ending this portion of the meeting. Correct? Am I correct, Chuck?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks. Anybody else that's on the call that was logging on just to go over projects and stuff, thank you for taking the time. We're going to move forward to this part of the meeting.